Hello, hello. Have you noticed how awkward K drama product placements are? There is a longer video that I'm currently working on that explores why they are as awkward as they are, and well, many other things about product placements in K dramas. But there was this one scene in a recent drama that I kind of wanted to comment on a slightly separate capacity, and I couldn't figure out how to put that in that video. So you get this very short commentary based off just one scene. So, you ready? Okay. So the scene is from this currently airing drama, Our Unwritten Soul. It has Park Bo-young portraying twins, Yumi Jae and Yumi Rae. And in this particular scene, we are in Yumi Rae's office, where Park Bo-young's character is having a lunch break with her co-worker. She has a cordial relationship with this co-worker. This is not a very important scene, as we will discuss in the other video. Product placement scenes really are very important scenes, and it makes perfect logical sense why. Park Bo-young's character has bought the egg drop sandwiches and she shares it with her co-worker. They sit down and begin to eat the sandwiches. What I want you guys to notice is how the two of them are holding the sandwiches. Okay, so let's cover a few basic things about product placements like this. When it's a consumable good that's in your hand, one of the things we are all familiar with is how the brand name will always be very clearly shown to the camera. The actors go out of their way to make sure they never cover the brand name up. More experienced actors invariably figure out a way to show the brand name without it being like this really unnatural thing. But at the end of the day, their brief seems to be just make sure the brand name shows, and also make some kind of approving noise when you're eating it, and make a comment on how delicious it is or how refreshing it is.
맛있다.
And certain products have a catchphrase, like a dialogue that the actor will have to say. Like, you always feel energized right after you've popped in a coffee flavored toffee. So you don't get a lot of helpful directing happening in these scenes. And like I said, these are really important pivotal scenes. So everybody seems to kind of just not care about how unnatural certain interactions come across or certain body positions come across, because they're like, well, the audience is in on the joke. They understand that it's a product placement. They know it will be unnatural. So just, it's fine. Make sure the brand name shows, okay? And say something nice and approving about the product afterwards. If it has a specific catchphrase, here it is, make sure to say that thing. But the reason I'm commenting on the scene at all is because you can see Park Bo-young making a concerted effort to minimize the awkwardness of the scene on her part. The way she has spread her fingers as she's holding the sandwich, or when she is tilting it up to take a bite. I've seen a lot of other actors do exactly what Hong Sang-won is doing in this scene, in that they keep the sandwich unnaturally vertical so that the brand name keeps showing throughout, despite how weird it looks as he's taking a bite from it. Hong Sang-won's character in this drama, Kim Tae, is an extremely meticulous data analyst. So when he holds his sandwich like he doesn't know what to do with his hand, it's kind of a break from his in-story character. Again, like I said, the industry practice is not to really care because the audience understands what's going on in the scene. Nobody holds it against the character. Nobody's going to be like, oh, in that one scene, he was holding his sandwich awkwardly and therefore he's such a bad actor. Nobody's going to do that. Plus, he is an excellent actor. This is his first credited drama, by the way. The guy debuted like last year in some TV program, and he is excellent. But what I want to highlight here is experience, Park Bo-young's experience. She has been in the industry for 19 years. She has done innumerable product placements. She understands the constraints of the scene and how little difference it makes, even if she's putting her best foot forward and trying to overcome what little awkwardness she can. But she's trying anyway. It starts from how she spreads her fingers when she's holding the sandwich. It is almost natural. And then when she's tilting it up to take a bite, she is not really bothered whether the brand name is showing throughout, because again, the more natural way of eating it is to tilt it properly and not to have it like vertical and facing the camera the entire time. She understands that when she lowers the sandwich and it faces the camera, they will get a good shot of the name. And I just appreciated that. Like, clearly the restraints are so ridiculous that there is very little she can do despite 19 years of experience, but also that experience lets her loosen up a little. I've seen other experienced actors handle product placements in a very jaded way. Like, they are clearly just sticking to the brief and they want to get it over with. They sleepwalk through it. But I just appreciated this tiny thing that Park Bo-young did that showed that she cared to stay consistent with her character. Like, in this particular scene, the sister she is playing would hold her sandwich in a slightly casual, childish way. Whereas if she was playing the other sister, she would probably hold the sandwich with just one hand, because that other sister is slightly more proper, slightly more dainty. If you watch this drama, you will see she just excels at adding slight differences in how the sisters talk and behave and just their general mannerisms. So it would not have surprised me if the exact same scene, but with a different sister, would have had her using a different way of holding the sandwich. I know I seem to be making a huge deal out of what is essentially a 10-second scene of no consequence, but I'm just impressed that she managed to make something that is like, the awkwardness is literally part of the skit at this point, and she still managed to put her best foot forward, so to speak. And yeah, again, this was not a commentary on how great her acting is as compared to this completely new actor. That's not what I'm talking about. This new actor is an excellent actor. I'm talking about experience on set. Things like knowing where the lighting is, knowing where your mark is, knowing how much you can tilt the sandwich, knowing exactly when you have to show the brand name, all of those things. But yeah, I guess this is essentially a Park Bo-young appreciation video, a very short one. See you in the next one. Bye.